Dimensional nails, they're beautiful. You did your full set, you finished, but that client is gonna come back. How do you fill them once they do come back, Melissa?
Well, a lot of times they spend a lot of money on their full set and they want to keep their look. They're not tired of it. It's still the same season. So I love this. I'm going to show you how you could keep the look and charge them a rebalance price and a little bit more.
Love it. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to keep your dimensional look when they come back for a fill or a rebalance. So let's get started. As you can see, she went about 3 weeks growth. So I'm going to start with pushing back the cuticles with my magic wand. Remember to never forget this step. It shows you where there's any protein growth or a cuticle that still remains behind. After pushing back the cuticles, I'm going to go to my safety bit. And I'm going to bring down a little bit of the bulk and kind of take off my shine. Usually when you start with a rebalance, you're usually starting with your arbor band. So in this case, I'm going to take down some of my bulk. So I'm going to start with my carbide bit. I will start on 12,000 RPMs. So making sure you do not touch the back of her exposed nail, go ahead and just kind of bring down the bulk a little here and remove the shine. The reason why I'm removing a little bit of the bulk back here, when I add, it'll be easier when I cap it. It won't be so high. It'll make a lot of sense once you see me do it. So I am going to bring down the bulk just a little bit. Then take off the rest of the shine. Right here, take a little bit of the bulk off. See a little bit of the Mylar flew out, not a big deal. You're not going to be able to see where you started and finished when I'm done. Removing the rest of the shine. I wanted to do 4 in a roll so you could just kind of see the groove of it. Take down some of the bulk and some of your Mylar or confettis may fly out, not a big deal. Then remove your shine off the rest. So now I'm going to go into my arbor band and I'm going to prep her natural nail. And I'm going to go on about probably 5 RPMs. So what I'm going to do is start in the back, do baby circles around her cuticle area, then kind of prep the rest right here. Repeat your process. Baby circles around the cuticle area. Prep through the rest of the nail. And you'll just flow just like this. A little bit more right here. Prep through the rest of the nail using all zones of your electric bit. Around the cuticle area. So you're just repeating your process 4 times in a row because I have 4 dimensions. From here, what I'm going to do is dust off her hand first. Then I'm going to go into swipe to change the pH balance. Remember extracting everything towards you so everything comes out of her sidewalls and her cuticle area. Okay, so then I'm going to go into protein bond. What I'm going to do is protein bond my exposed nail and bring the remainder down. The reason why I'm protein bonding the whole nail is I am going to rebalance it a little bit and bring my gel up. I want it to stick very well. I'm not exactly sure how much gel I'm going to put on until I get it all on there. So I like to protein bond my entire nail. So you'll go through all 10 and then you'll come back and just do the exposed part of her fingernail. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to base my exposed nail. So I'm going to take Synergy base and my gel brush. Go ahead and get it all on the natural nail, and then I just bring it through. I'm not getting a lot on my brush, as you could see. Start right here and then go up to my cuticle area That way you're not flooding it. You want enough base on there. You want it spread evenly, but you don't want to put it thick for a couple reasons. One, it'll burn. It gets hot with a lot of base, remember? And two, you don't want it so thick that you can't add in your embellishments and your glitter that you're going to add to fill it in. So let's come here. This is an awesome trick because a lot of times your clients pay a lot for their dimensional nails and it's still the same season. They're here for their rebalance or fill in and they want to keep their look. They already spend those high dollars on designing them. They're still in love with them. They just kind of want to keep them going. So I'm going to show you exactly how you achieve that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cure it for 30 seconds. Okay, once you cure it for 30 seconds, I'm going to take out the glitters that I'm going to custom mix a little that were in her nail or that would match her nail. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same color, just as long as it keeps going. So the first one I'm going to do is, let's use crushed pearls, shock, and apple. So what I'll do is I'll just mix it in here. Just because I just need a little bit, I don't want to mix a whole lot. Unless you want to mix a lot, that's totally up to you. So I'm going to put a little bit of apple, a little bit of shock, and of course some crushed pearls. And let's see what this looks like. Okay, now for our next colors, I'm going to put this aside. I am going to use crushed pearls in this, and I'm picking a color in common, which is crushed pearls, so the design just keeps going. My nails have crushed pearls through it, so it'll keep the design looking the same. It won't look like I did something different and it didn't like blend in with it well. So let's do cotton candy, royal red, and fuchsia. So let's do royal red, fuchsia, and cotton candy. Put a little more cotton candy than the other two, and some crushed pearls. Let's see what it turned out to be. Okay, so these are the two colors I'm going to fill in her nails with. Okay, so I have my color mixes I made. I'm going to leave crushed pearls here just raw in case I want to put it in different spots. And what I have here basically is every Mylar we sell, and it's in a little pot that I put everything back in every time I use it. So this is an example when we tell you use a bunch of Mylar or a bunch of embellishments, put it back in one thing. So when you want to use random colors or just have a custom mix ready to go, it's already mixed for you. So I'm going to kind of take some out, but do this with it to make sure they're all kind of separated. And I would put this on a paper towel or just like a paper so you could pour it back in here when you're done with it. Now usually when I do a set, I would charge $10 each color. When it comes like this, I usually charge $10 just to use it because it's all together already. So it's completely up to you. What I'm going to do is come in with my base. So base is awesome. The reason why I'm going into base again is base does self-level, but it doesn't run. So I like to put my embellishments and glitter in raw base. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to use my magic wand. I like to get it a little wet at the tip and randomly place these in different spots. So I'm picking different colors and just kind of placing them. So just randomly place them wherever you think they'll look good. There's no wrong or right way here. When you can't pick any up, go back in the base, or you could touch your nail here. That's even faster. And I'm kind of overlapping them. Let me give you an example right here. See how I kind of put it kind of on what I have already and kind of not? And then some of them I'll just place random. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little bit of Mylar on my base here, and then I'm going to take my little art brush and I'm going to put my glitter in random places. And this is wet gel. You could do it as a glitter press as well, but I kind of wanted to mix the dimension a little up. So I'm going to do this first. And if I need to add a glitter press at the end, just so everything looks even, That's very common. This one I want more blue in the corner there. Make sure you clean up your sides really well. The reason why I'm cleaning up my sides is I just don't want anything sticking to her cuticle area. Cure this for 30 seconds. I'm gonna come back in with base one more time. See right here, the glitter didn't get all the way over there. It's fine. I'll show you how you make it all even. So now what I'm gonna do is just add a couple more pieces of Mylar just to tie this in. So it doesn't take as long as building the whole nail up again, but you get the same design going through. Okay, now your little corners. If I wanna come in here, see how you could add glitter if you want? It's so minor, honestly, that at the end I probably would just do a glitter press, but let's go ahead and put a little just in case. All right, let's cure this 30 seconds. So now I'm gonna go into Build Pink, and what I'm going to do is fill in back here and blend it in. So what I'm gonna do is look at them from the side. You could see how it kind of ramps down on all of them right here. I obviously need to rebalance and fill in through here and just follow through with my Build Pink, kind of to the middle, okay? So what I'm gonna do is start with our pointer, get all my product in front of my brush, and as you could see, you could already see it's gonna look like the rest of the nail. Sometimes you just have to trust the process to know it's gonna look the same when you're done. Always encapsulation always changes the look a little. Makes it always look better. So I just brought it all the way through. It was easier because I had a lot on my brush. Make sure you don't have it here. My sides look good. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Kind of circle it around the corner. It's easier to get there. Circle it around the corner here with a very light touch, and then bring it through. See this one? See how it starts to move a little, so you might need to babysit it. So what I would do is, it looks like I could get away with doing two. My client would let herself under the light, and I would go on to her other hand. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in our other two. If you notice, I do little baby circles around my cuticle area. It's much easier for me to get the gel around it. Just a little movement I like. You could also pillow it, whatever works best for you. They're both correct. So get your product in front of your brush. It looks like there's way too much there, but as you fill it in, you're bringing the rest of it down. So it leaves just the right amount at your cuticle area. Okay, let's look at it sideways. Those look great. So now I'm gonna final cure her hand for 1 full minute. So what I'm gonna do is take swipe and swipe all the fingernails. So now after I swiped them, I am going to get my dust extractor. And I'm going to use, I'll use my safety bit for this, my coarse safety bit, and I'm going to put it on about 12,000 RPMs. So what I'm going to do is look at them from the side like I always do, and go around my cuticle first, blend everything in with zone 1 of my drill bit, then come through and just blend in everything I just did. So you're not filing a whole lot. I'm gonna kind of detail right here a little. Then you're following through and just making everything really smooth. So really the hardest work you did is when you did the set or when you changed their design. So a lot of my clients will keep their design one time. They could keep it more if they want to. They get tired of it usually after 6 weeks. Most of my clients go 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, repeat our process. Baby circles around the cuticle area. Okay, let's make sure we blend everything in here. Bring it through. And let's blend everything through the side. Some of my clients keep their design through the season. If it's like a spring design, they'll keep it 2 times. If it's summer, sometimes they keep it 3 times. Maybe they'll change their gel color, or I'll start adding new colors into their dimensions so it'll match what what color they're gonna wear next. So it's endless what you could do with designs you've already made and created. You don't always have to start over. Blend it all in. Now I'm going to zone 2 into zone 1. Then I'll go to 3 and work my way up to 2. Okay, then I'm going to blend everything in with zone 1 of my bit. Bringing it up to zone 2. Then I'm going to go into zone 3 and meet it up to zone 2. So what this is doing is it's giving you that nice arch in your nail. It was pretty much there already, but when you add a little, sometimes it changes its shape. Get it a little more right here. There we go. Then from here, we'll do baby circles around the cuticle area. And remember, if your cuticle area is not perfect, at the end it will be. I'll show you exactly what you could do. Anytime you have a full coverage nail like this, you tend to file some out. Let me file some out here on purpose, just so I'll show you. Okay, see I filed out a lot. That could happen on accident. So I will show you how you touch it up, make it look perfect again. And let's blend this all through. Zone 3, move it up to zone 1. Zone 1, move it up to zone 3. Okay. So I'm going to turn off my dust extractor. You could file on top of your dust extractor if you're comfortable. It's more comfortable for me to not do it. It doesn't create so much dust this way. Let me clean it up so you could kind of see what it looks like. Okay, so that area I filed more just so I didn't file like too much of her product. It's just that the glitter was a little higher up to the surface than the other, so it comes off faster. Very common. I'll show you how to fix it. And from here, what I'm going to do is just go through all my steps of filing, making sure my sides are tight, making sure they're straight here. So this is just checking everything, right? Getting my shape back really, really tight. Then I'm going to blend everything in. Make sure it's all clean around my cuticle area. Okay. Make sure my sides are tight. Pretty much your shape is there. All you're doing is kind of following your shape, but tightening it all back up to look fresh again. Well, that happens on Sally, not on a person. Thank goodness. Okay. This kind of is creating a lot of dust, but it's not flying in my face, so I'm fine. Go to here. Let's do this so you could see better. Okay, let's make sure they're all straight. Looking at client profile. This is what makes all your work come into play, look really nice when you're done with it. Okay, comparing them to my neighbor. I'm cracking up. I'm tearing Sally up. Sometimes you'll find when you file, they stand really good. I usually brace my finger to hold them. I do this on a client too, but on Sally it helps as well. Okay, those look great. Okay, so I'll dust off her nails in her hand. Then I'm going to go into swipe. Remember to dust first, you don't want to leave particles back. Sometimes when you put your top coat and you feel like little sand particles, it's usually because you didn't dust first and then swipe. When you dust first, then swipe, what it does is it removes most of all of your debris, and then when you go into swipe, it takes off the remainder. All right, get rid of your dusty area. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to protein bond the entire nail. What this does is it aids in bonding your top coat. It kind of clears out those scratches, which your gel top coat takes out like 99% of them, but sometimes you may see one left behind. This just kind of makes it look more like glass and ensures that your top coat's going to stick very well. Also, it's setting me up for my cuticle area that's missing some of the glitter embellishments that I added when you do a full coverage. Now, this is very common. I've said it before, very common for it to happen, but I want to show you how to fix it. So let's just bring this in. I'm going to go to ManiQ Top. I like ManiQ Top. You could use stain resistant, anything with a sticky residue pretty much, but I like the consistency of this. Plus it's a little less expensive than stain resistant. So I'll finish with stain resistant, but I'll come in when I need to add with ManiQ Top. I'll just follow through with the whole thing. Right here, let me add some clear. Now, if you get some clear on their skin, sometimes when you're getting close, that might happen. Go ahead and come in here and just get it off right away. So what I'm going to do when I'm done with this one, I am going to put it in the light for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to go to her other hand and I'm going to do the same thing on her, on all of her dimensions. I'm going to put ManiQ Top on them. Let's take our little glitters right here. And I'm going to use the brush from our Instant Studio kit. And I'm going to pick up some of my glitters and put them in different spots. I'm going to add some blue here. Add a little bit of the mixture here. The reason why I like this brush to do this, I also like the detailer brush, is it picks up enough, but just enough to color in and cover any spots I need to add some glitter. Let's do a little bit of blue right here, greenish blue, a little bit of my red. So this is a good example right here because you probably could see it very well. Come right here. Okay, right here I'm going to fill it all in. Let's add some of the bluish green color. Okay, so this is considered a glitter press, what I'm doing now. So once you glitter press your nails, you could either get a little tab like this, which is from a form, right? Or you could use a glove. Some people use their fingers. I'm guilty of that sometimes, but you can get contact dermatitis. So if you just press it all down with something that you could put pressure on and it's not touching your skin, then look around your cuticle area, make sure they're clean. So when you top coat, there's nothing sticking out and it's rough. So see how much more perfect it looks now. It kind of looks like it's straight up to the top. Glitter press is like the best little trick ever to fill in a spot, for sure. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm just gonna go straight into stain resistant. So I will cover back here all my glitter I just put, making sure you get over it. Alrighty, let's cure this for 2 minutes. So now I'm going to wipe off the sticky residue. They cured for 2 full minutes. They actually cure in 1 minute, but I like to put them in for 2. Then I'm going to go into swipe to take off my sticky layer. At this point, all the glitter around the cuticle will come off. They look brand new again. And it doesn't take as long as changing out your client's dimensions all the time. It saves them a little money, you a little time. And there you have it. So now through the season, you know, if they spend a lot for dimensions, you could totally fill them in and make them look like they're brand new again. You could even add other colors. Use your imagination from that point, but have fun with it. Thank you.
So we actually kept the TGIF nails, which I'm impressed that we did, and Melissa rebalanced them, and they're beautiful. Melissa, I love this because people spend a lot of money on your sets, on sets in general, and sometimes they want to extend how much they paid for it, right?
Yeah, and my clients do this often. So honestly, I was so excited to do this set. Actually, the set was $195. Or $185. See, I'm giving myself a raise already. $185, and at a rebalance price, if your rebalance at a long length is $80, I only charged $15 more for the extra to fill it in, and it took like half the time, more or less, less time. Yeah.
So you're
really fast.
Actually evening out. So okay. So just so we're clear, how much would today have cost?
It would have cost $95. So $80 for your rebalance.
Okay.
And then $15 for the Mylar and glitters. I put 2 glitter mixes and a custom Mylar mix that I had already had mixed. So that's $15 upsell. So that's great.
I like it. And I like how you explained that even though it's cheaper, it took you were faster at it. So therefore you're pretty much making the same amount of money no matter what you're doing, which I love. Real estate, nail real estate should always be making the same amount of money. Thank you, Melissa. They are beautiful.
Thank you.
Give us one of these if you liked our video. We always want you to subscribe, so do that right now.